It started when my mama told me I was a blessing. All my trials and tribulations, yeah, they turned into a weapon. I was 11 when they left me alone. It was cold nights and no lights, and it was hard at times. It's a hard, hard life for us. It's a hard, hard life for us. It's a hard life. I heard it from a big old grapevine. I'm destined for it, but it's just saying so.
Hey.
We are extremely pleased that you are here to get your weekly fix with MAYBEE and Freedom on Get With The Program podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
A special guest, LayaNichol, birthed by yours truly.
What's up, Freedom? What's up, MAYBEE?
What's happening? What's happening?
How y'all doing? I'm doing great.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Seriously.
You sound like a pro.
She is a pro. What you mean? She sound like a pro. Look where she get it from.
Right? I know every time I tell someone you're on a radio show in North Carolina, they're like, apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Right.
So how you spell your name?
It was tripped out. Alaya, Allayah.
That's what's up.
Yes.
And then I heard from your mom that you have your actual radio show?
So I do. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we're located. We have the show called Power 104.4 The Jug with Groovy Ike on the mic.
What?
Yes, it's a evening radio show. So we just talk about little pop culture, what's going on in the area, and some like celebrity stuff. And then we interview artists as well.
That's what's up. Are you an artist yourself?
I'm not.
What?
But I'm a personal trainer.
That's what's up.
It's around the corner.
She can sing though.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Where do you get that from?
I have a video.
Oh, okay.
Do you want us to pull it up
No,
on the YouTube?
please don't. Thank you.
I got my ticket for
Oh my
a
God.
long way
So
round.
how long you been doing this radio thing?
It's been about 3 months now, and I'm really enjoying it.
That's what's
I'm
up.
meeting a lot of new people out there. So I'm kind of new to Charlotte, in the adult scene.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's been a great way to connect and network.
that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And how old are you?
I'm 19.
19?
Yes, sir.
Man, you following your dreams already
Right?
at 19.
That's what
Seriously,
I'm
is this
saying.
what you've been wanting to do or what?
It has. I've always felt that I have a voice to speak
Yeah.
and to influence. So
Okay.
definitely.
So what we do here is with me and MAYBEE, we do what's called Youth Day,
Mm-hmm.
and you are actually on Youth Day today.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
So we want to, give you the warm invite. And when she said she wanted her daughter to come on the show,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. Because I just
Thank
had my
you.
son on the show last week.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
So welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we like to showcase just the uniqueness of every youth in our
Right.
life, and I felt like I wanted to have both you and your brother on the show, but I felt like one at a time was best so that you can have your spotlight and then he can have his.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
It's
welcome.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Me too.
So give us a little rundown on what got you to where you are out there doing the radio.
So my friend Groovy, he's been in the radio business for about the kind of same amount of time that you have, for like over 10 years. And he had just started this radio station about 2 years ago, and I had met him, and has a great personality, very charismatic and super cool. And so when I came down this time, he was like, give it a try, Lay. I feel like you could do it. And so I gave it a try, and it just really came naturally, and I had a lot of fun with it. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
And then my personal training business, it's just LayaNichol, and I am just recently starting, so I'm a new trainer, but I enjoy it very much. Health and fitness is like my core, my day-to-day, keeps me going.
You still in college?
Actually, I am in college, but
Yeah.
not taking any majors right now, just
Yeah.
kind of doing the basics. And then within the next year, I plan on going to a university to
Nice.
study business.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Congratulations too, and congratulations to you too, Mom. I know you must be proud, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely am, because originally when she moved out to North Carolina 4 months ago, school wasn't necessarily in the cards. That wasn't really part of the plan. So to hear her have that as a part of her vision and her future really makes me happy. Not just to get an education, but just to have the experience, which I've kind of always told her that's what I want her to go to college for, is for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know?
So I forgot one major part of our show
Yeah.
is we start off our show with a gratitude list.
Yes.
Ooh.
And, things that we're grateful for. And this keeps us out of our ego. It keeps us centered. And we think of other people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you want to start us out?
Yes. Thank you. First of all, I've been working on not using the word I so much. So when we do our gratitude list, try to use we instead of I. And I've had a lot of people that I send it to go, who is we? Who are you talking about?
I'm one of those.
Yeah.
I was like, who is we?
We is God and I. Like, we is my higher power and myself, because I don't do anything alone. Even if it's not with like another human being, right? There's something inside of me. There's something around me. There's something always with me. It's my higher power. So I wouldn't be sitting right here today without God. So when I say we, and it might seem strange sometimes, that's who I'm talking about.
Okay.
So we are super duper grateful that you are here. We have come a long way, you and I. And even on the way here, we had a challenging moment in the car. And I'm super proud of you and the way that you're always the bigger person. And take accountability and just like recognize that it's more important for us to work through our stuff than to like be mad at each other or prove a point, and there's been many times where you and I have gone through things and, we've argued like all day long, and I thought, oh my God, this is the end of our relationship, and I'm just super grateful for all of the hard moments that we have had, because we know it has made us stronger,
Right.
as a mother and daughter, and also as individuals, as women, because you're not a young girl anymore. You are a woman.
Right.
You're a young woman who is learning yourself, and you're growing. And we are so grateful to get to witness it. And even though I have my moments where it's hard that you're super far away from me now, like 3,000 miles away from me, we're so grateful that you were so brave and stepped out of your comfort zone to move across the country to get to know yourself and to become independent and understand what it's like to be an adult in the real world and be like kind of on your own 2 feet, not all by yourself, but without your mom right there by your side all the time. Even though I'm always here, that. I think that it's huge of you to take that step in your life. As a mother, that's super inspiring, and I'm always so proud of you because of how brave you always are,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very generous.
You're welcome. We are also super grateful for our fellowship. Got to go to a meeting this morning for the first time in about a week. Desperately needed it. Heard some amazing things that we needed to hear. And got to share what was on my heart, and a few people came up to me after the meeting and thanked me for what I had to say. And it always kind of blows my mind sometimes, where I'm just expressing like my selfish thoughts and like getting off my chest what I'm going through and what I'm feeling, and then someone says, I really needed to hear what you had to say. Thank you. Like, that helped me so much. And it just confirms why we continue to do this, why we continue to work on ourselves. It's not just for me, right? It's for anybody that I come into contact with.
Right.
And we're super grateful just to have those tools and that ability, and to be sober, we're super grateful that alcohol is not our answer to life. It's not our answer to our problems. It's not our answer to celebrating. It's not our answer to depression. It's not our answer to getting out of bed every day. It's not our answer to Friday nights. You know what I mean? Alcohol is non-existent in my life anymore. While I don't forget the past, don't shut the door on it, because the past is really just like a reference to look back on. We're so grateful that we have learned other tools in life to cope with life on life's terms.
Right.
So we have so much more to be grateful for, but those are just a few things.
I love that.
Thank you. How about you, LayaNichol? What are you grateful for today?
We are grateful for the sun in the trees today. I am a big fan of nature. It's like my peaceful place. So I'm grateful to just wake up this morning and walk outside and embrace that vitamin D and that fresh air. we are also very grateful for this opportunity.
Yes.
For this opportunity to come on here today and conversate with you guys and have a good conversation.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that and for you guys' friendship and your guys' partnership.
Yeah.
My mom has definitely grown a lot since she's been on this show and also been your friend. And
That's awesome.
it's lovely to see her just glowing.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you for coming. Seriously, like when you got out the car, I looked up. I was like, "Damn, she's tall." I had no idea you were that tall. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Let me pause it.
Okay.
Back to the original show. Now.
So, Freedom, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for.
What's on your gratitude list today?
Oh
wait, hold on. I have one more. Hold on. I have 10 more.
You do?
Wait, hold on. I have 18 more.
You do?
Yeah.
Now you sound like me.
Oh my gosh.
Now you sound like me. I'm actually. I'm gonna do something different today.
Oh, okay.
On my gratitude list.
Okay.
I'm actually going to.
Uh-oh. What is he doing?
Because I send it out to my guys in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to read a little bit of my gratitude list.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Right?
I got your gratitude list today.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much every day.
So there was one part on here that my gratitude list today was called "This Is My Time."
Mm-hmm.
It's
I like
called my
that.
time, right? My time for me to get closer to God or my Creator, whoever it is. So this is my time for me to see the true meaning of love thy neighbor and pass along what was truly freely given to me. Recording day is today at 6 p.m. with my podcast partner. And then my meeting with my guys that I had today at noon.
Secret
You know,
meeting.
my secret meeting that I had with my guys today. And it was just amazing. Waking up with a sense of purpose and urgency to work on something new every day. The challenges of a new day is met by my first connection with my higher power and to know that I am on the right track. Those are the things that I was grateful for this morning.
That is so good and so true.
Yeah.
Your first challenge of the day is connecting with your higher power.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think that sums it up for me. You know, staying in, in gratitude, thinking about other people always, and also working on myself every day. You know, how did I treat somebody? Did I say something to somebody where I need to owe an apology or to try to make that right before the sun goes down? Those are the things that I'm under now. That I've been taught, and I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes in this world, but if we choose to be treating each other with love and kindness and tolerance, of being tolerant of someone, you might not like them, but you can tolerate them. And that's what has gotten me to where I am today, is learning how to be around people, learning how to accept their flaws, and knowing that I'm not above them in any way. And at any given moment, everything can be taken away.
Right.
Everything. So if, we see a lot of millionaires in this world, a lot of people with a lot of money, at any given moment, it can all be taken away. So it's all about being grateful for what we do have, the roof over my head, my kids, and I'll just live life today.
Love that.
Thinking about other people. Like even before we came here, right? I was thinking about other people. What can I do for the casting crew here? And that's just what God has allowed me to do today. Because when I go to bed at night, we do that inventory. Do we think about ourselves or do we think about others? We stay out of our ego, and that's where I'm at today. That's what I'm grateful for.
I love that. Thank you for all of those reminders.
Yeah.
This morning at the meeting that I went to, all of the amends that I had to make were based on my selfish actions, me thinking about myself. And I was like, wow, that's so true, because most of the time when we screw up and we get in trouble, it's because we're just thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking about other people and how that our choices can affect other people. And I know from experience, like most of the time when we do something and then we screw up and we don't want to take accountability or we don't want to apologize, we like want to hold on to this like power, like I'm not gonna make this right because I'm right. You know, but then the minute that you do like let that wall down and you do surrender and take accountability and go, you know what, I was wrong, like it just feels better, you know, it feels better for you, and then it allows you to just like have peace, and then it probably feels better for whoever else that, you know, you're dealing with. So thank you for the reminder.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's so important to go to bed at night and be able to lay your head down and have a clear conscience. I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. As long as you can live with yourself at the end of the day and like the decisions that you made for the day. Like when we think about, okay, is there someone I should have apologized to that I was wrong? Is there someone that I should tell something to? Is there something I'm holding on to that I should be talking about that's eating me up inside that I shouldn't be just like keeping to myself? You know, like things like that. So you can just go to sleep with a peace of mind and wake up in the morning and feel good, you know, and connect easier with your higher power because you're not holding on any shame or guilt or resentment or anything like that.
Right.
It's a great reminder. I love your gratitude list.
Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then for you coming onto the show, Leia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Seriously, like I heard a lot about you.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, your mom.
Good things, I hope.
Yeah, she's talked you up quite a bit.
Okay.
And you know, I've seen a lot of pictures of you, and I was like, damn, I want to meet her one day. You know, what has it been like growing up around your mom? Like,
I can say that my childhood was fun. It was fun and it was free spirited. I never really had any limitations in certain ways, so I was able to grow and understand the way that I feel about things. She talked to me a lot about everything. I was kind of like her diary, and when something would be going on in her life that was difficult, I would hear every, you know, motion that she goes through, see every motion she goes through. And so I'm grateful for growing up with my mom. She had me when she was 18 going on 19.
I was 19.
19.
wow, we're the same age.
And it's been a journey.
Yeah.
But I'm super grateful for my mother and her motherhood.
Yeah.
The way that she decided to raise me and my brother, because we, not to be cocky or anything, but we're some really cool individuals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. We had a lot of like little parties, like it was always a party or we were going to someone's house or a game, or we were always doing something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you said your childhood was fun.
It was.
That's
I
good.
had a fun childhood.
What if she said it was not?
I was expecting her to say, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything, but I wasn't expecting you to say it was fun. So that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, like if I look back and I think like, what was my childhood really like?
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can tell there's so much love in all the pictures you post on your social media of you and them when they were younger, and then now, you know, and even before your daughter went to school, or before she moved away, I saw how much that was eating you up.
Yeah, that was hard.
You know, it was so hard for you, and I felt so bad for you because I didn't know what to say, you know, and then I just looked at the fact that when my son was leaving for college, like what it was going to be like, you know, I wasn't going to be able to see him as much as I wanted to, and yeah. So.
It was hard, but I knew that that's what was going to be best for her. I knew that she needed to get away from here.
Yeah.
How has that experience been for you so far, me being gone?
I feel like it's given you and I an opportunity to have a distance where we're not like on top of each other all the time and in each other's face and in each other's space, and given us room to grow individually and also together and build our relationship. Like I feel like we've gotten closer since you've been gone because we get to talk on the phone a lot. We get to FaceTime a lot. I think you've gone through some stuff like being over there that I've been able to help you through in a different way. You know what I mean? Like we're not in the same house every day, you know, so I'm not having to deal with the little things that like,
Right.
you know, would get on my nerves, like you not washing your dishes or, you know, just
anything.
little stuff like that.
Yes.
Like the little stuff that when you live with someone that irritates you, like it could be anything, being in the bathroom too long or, you know what I mean?
Right.
And not only that, but the fact that before you left, I was really worried about you. You know, I was worried about your direction that you were going in because of some of the stuff that you had experienced recently before you moved, you know, like losing your best friend. You know what I mean? Like that was one of the hardest things as a mother personally. I can't speak on your experience or, you know, anybody else's experience around that, but as a mother, that was one of the hardest things that I went through, watching you go through that, because I didn't know what to do. And I had my own relationship with her, you know what I mean? So, I was worried about you. I didn't know how you were going to get through that. So the fact that you chose to move away and kind of just figure out your own self and decide what you wanted to do with your life, I was super proud of you. And it was also a relief for me because I felt like I didn't have to worry with you being here. I felt like there's too much temptation for you here. There was a lot that could have brought you down because you were already in a space where you were vulnerable, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just life. When we go through hard things in life, if there's not a space for us to grow in a healthy way, then things can be really bad, you know? So I remember, I think you were in North Carolina for like 2 weeks. It was like, I don't know, mid to the end of April. And we got on FaceTime, and the way you smiled and laughed, I hadn't seen you smile and laugh like that in a very long time. And my heart was just like so happy, like, you know, and for people to ask me, you know, how's Alea doing? And I'd be like, she's doing great. You know what I mean? She's happy. She's laughing. She's smiling. I feel like can breathe, you know? And as a mom, that's what you want for your kid. You want your child to be able to breathe and to feel at peace and to feel joy. There's nothing more in the world that you want for your kid. Like, yes, you want them to be successful. Yes, you want them to have a nice home. You want them to have good relationships with other people. You want them to graduate high school. You want them to go to college. You want them to do all of these things, dress well, look nice, whatever. But your mental health, I realized, was the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So to
1000%.
see you be happy again was everything to me.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Yeah. Even though I missed you, selfishly, I was like, God, I miss her and I wish that she was here. But I knew it was best for you to be there.
Yes. Yeah. My experience so far not being with my mom anymore here in California has been up and down, like up and down like waves, like the ocean. At first it was, I want to say, difficult because I was learning how to deal with problems in an independent way. I didn't have my mom to lean on. I didn't have her to, you know, solve the problem for me, or at least help me solve the problem. It was kind of like, you're here with this problem. It's in front of you, and you're the only one that needs to deal with it. And she can support you through it, but you need to deal with it. It's time, you know, it's time to just start rocking this thing out and do it yourself. So that was, I think, the hardest hurdle to get over in the beginning. But after a few of those hard obstacles, I feel like I was like, okay, I can do this. I can really make something out of this. I'm in a new city, living with my grandmother, and the sky's the limit. I'm 19. Like, I can do anything with my life. Yeah. So I went and got a little job at first, and I was an assistant manager, and I was trying to feel that out, see if I liked the 9-to-5 life still. And I was like, nope, this ain't for me. So I decided to pursue entrepreneurship, and it's been going really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So was it hard for you when you first got there?
In different ways, yes. Yeah. One of the ways was learning how to adapt and get to know my grandmother. My grandmother is very, very conservative and traditional. She is an a Liberian immigrant. She came out here in the 1940s, or not 40s, I want to say 60s. And she has been a breadwinner for our family. She's a great inspiration. She's a very strong woman. She's very inspirational. And she has beliefs, you know. We grew up on two different sides of the world, and there was some things about me that she didn't quite understand, and some things about her that I couldn't exactly agree with. And that was okay, but it was also like, this is hard. I don't know if I want to do this. You know, you go through the motions. Like, do I want to quit? Do I want to thug? Like, how do I, you know what I mean? So, that was one of them. And getting to be comfortable with myself and be alone. That was a hard one too. Yeah. I have my whole life, I'd say probably revolved around other people. And I was always involved in what other people were doing, or the people just close to me in my life, the problems they had going on, and like, how could I be there to support them, or, you know what I mean? Instead of just like really looking at myself and like, what do I need to do? And so, yeah, those are the two biggest things for sure. And I'm grateful for that time and that space to be able to figure those things out.
Where do you see yourself in, like, say for 5 years or so from now?
I like to say I don't. I like to say I don't see myself 5 years. Because now is the moment.
Yeah.
So whatever I'm doing right now, that's what I'm doing in 5 years. Yeah. I mean, like, I forget where I got that from, but it has a meaning to it. And it's like, 5 years from now, I'm going to be exactly where I'm supposed to be.
That's right.
Wherever God wants me to be at. That's where I'm going to be in 5 years. But successful for sure in every aspect, mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, everything.
So, like, you got so many kids right now that have no sense of direction and no sense of what they want to do with their lives right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, at 19 years old, I think I was on my way to prison. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was 19. I had just had my daughter the day before I turned 18. And then a year later, ended up in jail, and then going on my way to prison for years. You know, so I didn't have that direction. I didn't have that, everything that you have right now. Like, you have the world at your feet.
Right.
You know, and to see you take advantage of it so quickly.
I feel like I had to.
Yeah.
Like, I had to. My mom, she was a single mother most of my life. She had some men in her life that were her partners, but it was always me watching my mom go through things basically by herself, handling life by herself. And she's a strong, independent woman. I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
So,
what has that, when you say she's had men around, right? Mm-hmm. What has that done towards you and her relationship?
Ooh, well, it has challenged our relationship. That's the word. Mm-hmm. It has challenged our relationship in the best and worst ways. I didn't always have the best relationships with those men. Mm-hmm. One of them in particular was in our life for like 12 years, 13 years. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of hard for me at times, but I think it's helped me grow and to understand my relationship with men a little bit better now that I'm at this age and I'm dating and like I'm interested, you know, but it was hard growing up for sure. I mean, it's you know, when your biological father isn't in the picture and then you have other men, you know, that, you know, are trying to fill in that role, it's not always easy to welcome them. For
sure.
So, yeah, it was a challenge.
Woo, you said some powerful stuff.
Especially when they're not the best role model.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, kudos to you.
Thank
seriously,
you.
for, I'm in awe. Like, seriously, like I'm touched by this. I had no idea, like, the relationship was this tight knit between you and her. And,
she grew up with me.
Yeah. I know it's your everything. So, I know she's your everything, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But you should be proud.
I'm very
You
proud.
should be proud.
I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of her.
Thank you.
I almost didn't have her. Can I tell that story?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sure.
I just think it's important. I think it's like totally a God thing. When I found out that I was pregnant with her, I scheduled an abortion. And the night before I was going to have the abortion, our cousin was born and I was in the room. That was the first time I ever saw a baby come into this world. And I watched her come out of my aunt's body and I freaking lost it. Like, I cried so hard, and I'll never forget my mom came up to me, and because I was like crying hysterically, and I was the only one crying like that in the room, you know, and there's like other people in the room watching her birth. And my mom came up to me and she hugged me and she's like, "It's okay, we're having a baby," because my mom knew like that I was what I was planning to do the next day. And I'm so grateful that God intervened in that way. I don't know if like maybe my mom made me go to that birth because she knew that I was going to change my mind or something. But now that baby is what, she's going to be 20 this year.
Yes.
Our cousin Des. And her and Alea grew up super tight, super close, and they have the best relationship. And I always joke around, I say Destiny saved your life, you know, because she did. I mean, God used the birth of our cousin to make me a mom.
Right.
And so the minute I decided, okay, I'm having this baby, like I got my stuff together. Like I was still in high school. I was a senior in high school. I think it was, I was just got into my my second senior year of high school. And I was just kind of like chilling, like working, having fun. I only knew her dad for like 3 months. We were just having a good old time. I was just trying to have a little sex, ended up being a mom.
Yeah.
So, when I finally decided, okay, this is what I'm doing, I got my stuff together and I buckled down and I made sure that I was going to graduate before I gave birth to her. And I was 39 weeks pregnant and graduated high school, big pregnant with her in my belly, and then gave birth to her a week later. And it was her and I for the longest time. And I was dedicated always to being her mom. Even though I did not know what I was doing, she was always my number one priority. She never lived with anybody else. She never was, I mean, I had support, but she's mine, you know, and she went through a lot with me. And there's a lot of guilt and shame that I held on to for a long time because of the things that I put her through, because I was young and I didn't know what I was doing. And like, even during my times where I was drinking and partying a lot, you know what I mean? Like, she was right there. Like she said, she had fun. I always made sure she was safe. And while she saw a lot that she shouldn't have seen, I told her a lot of things I should never have told her. Never once did I feel like I'd rather do this than be a mom. I was like, no, I'm going to do this and be a mom. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to be with me. Like, her birthday parties were lit. You know what I mean? She had a lot of fun ass birthday parties because
y'all did too.
Yeah. And she was right there with us, you know?
Yes.
But that's what happens when you become a mom when you're a teenager, you know, and you're not handed a book and say, hey, this is how you raise this baby, a 19-year-old who just graduated high school.
But she just said something really important earlier. Your daughter did. You said, you know, you watched your mom with a lot of men, and you said something about how some of them would try to fill in the role of your father, or you know, be a father figure basically for you, and how weird that was for you. Yeah. You know, and I understand what you went through, because I was out of the picture for a lot of the time with my kids, right? And I didn't. One of my fears was that another man would be raising my kids, right? And then I thought about it as I got older and I got into like drugs and like all this street life and stuff like that, right? I started thinking about it. I was like, damn, kudos to them for even wanting to step up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. And I did let a guy that I grew up with, I dated for a little while in high school, I kind of let him like fill in that role of her dad, because her dad was in and out of her life and he was very consistent. I let him step in and like play that father figure to her. And I feel like in a lot of ways she grew and learned a lot of things that she needed to learn and benefited in a lot of ways. But then I see now, as she's older, how that affected her negatively.
Yeah.
And while I can't say I regret it, because I think everything happens the way that it's supposed to. I would say to any mom who has a young child and their father is not around, be very, very, very careful and very selective who you let play a role in your kids' lives, because not everyone who you might think just because it's a man and they're around isn't always a good influence on your kid, you know. And there's things that she has to deal with as an adult now to recover from things that I put her through that I thought maybe was the best for her at the time.
Right. Yeah.
We have these challenges, right, as kids, right? And you are only 19 years old. Let's not even, I mean, I'm not even going to candy coat that. You know what I mean? Because that is an age where you are still making decisions about where you want to be as an adult, right? You're not 21 years old yet. You're getting ready to approach that age where your life is just about to take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we're stuck on these past traumas, right? And we don't get the support for them when it's here, right?
It's gonna come on later.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's where you know, we don't want to lose you through the cracks. You know, like all these other teenage women that are coming up right now, they have so much that they're dealing with, and they don't talk to anybody about it.
And some advice for those young women who are dealing with childhood trauma, and see light through that, and see that there is another way than trauma bonding, or, you know, coping with whatever instead of dealing with it. The best advice that I could give you is to just love yourself so much right now. Put yourself first. Do what makes your heart happy. Because then that's when you really start to remember what made you the most happy, what made you feel good, and that's important. Yes.
Is your father in the picture, or is he around, or
so
do you talk to him?
My birth father hasn't been in my life for I want to say roughly 10 years. He hasn't been present. I've seen him a few times in between, but sorry, he's been you know, having some mental illness issues for a few years now, and I think that's definitely affected his fathering, and, you know, what his presence as a father. But he's a great man. He's very, very
That's awesome.
He's a beautiful man, and he deserves his flowers for what he did accomplish in life, you know, before all this did happen. So no, he's not around, but that's okay. And if he decides to come around, I'll welcome him back.
Seriously.
It's huge of you to understand that he's human, just like you, just like me, just like Freedom, just like anybody else.
You just made my day.
Yeah.
You just made my day.
It's true. It's
Like,
true. I mean, they have their life before they had you.
Yeah.
And they had their own things, just like we have trauma, like they have trauma.
Yeah.
And everybody has to work through it. It might not be in the best ways, you know, especially right when you have a kid. Like, that might not be the most ideal time to work through it. And you might not know how or when or why or if you need to, but, you know, everyone has their own path, and I'm okay with it.
So what was it like when you were in school and your mom was always there? She was always there, right? And then you didn't have your father, right? And then, like, did you get teased, or did anybody say anything to you? Like, where's your dad at? Or, you know, did you have to go through that?
I used to get the adopted comments a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, but
How come your hair doesn't look like your mom's hair?
yeah,
You don't look like your mom. That's not your mom.
Yeah. I think I did deal with, like, some, like, feeling left out too, when it was like a daddy-daughter thing, or like dads were involved. Like, obviously that plays a big role, but my mom made sure I was straight in school.
That's what's up.
Yeah. When it came to going to school, I mean, she really did her best.
Yeah.
And I always didn't look for him. I didn't always look for him. I mean, it was always like I had those days, and I had those, like, times where I would wake up and I just, I miss that person, or, you know, this is really hurting me. But most of the time it would just be like, no, I got my mom straight.
So if there's one thing that you could say to your dad that you've always wanted to say to him, what would that be? If he watches this episode back one day, Is there one thing you could say to him that you really want him to know?
I would say that I love you and I forgive you.
Ooh.
And I hope you're okay.
Mm.
I hope you're doing okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Because when we go back to what you said about another man, you know, trying to be that parental figure that's absent, I think that he definitely went through that same thing with me. And the other men, you know, trying to fill that role and be that person for me. And I think that that's probably one of the things that plays the biggest role of his guilt and his shame, is feeling like, damn, like somebody else took my place. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like,
Yeah.
but it's not true.
And you know, I dealt with that. So see,
Right.
for me, this is like touching me in ways where I walked away with my daughter, or you know, I messed up. I didn't walk away. I messed that up.
Mm-hmm.
I chose another lifestyle,
Right.
right? And then when I wanted to come back, it was too late,
Yeah.
right? And
Not really, but
Yeah.
yes.
and so I watched another man raise my child.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched, you know, all this stuff as a young teen, as a young dad, right? And so for me, I had a lot of like remorse, like for the lifestyle that I led to get me to that point, to where I lost everything that I cared for.
Right.
And the easiest thing for me to do was go back to the streets and do what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
hang out with who I was hanging out with,
Yeah.
because it numbed it more,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know how to talk to people and say, hey, I need help with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's empowering to hear you say the words that you just said
Mm-hmm.
to your father, because as a young woman, you need your father.
Yes, you do.
You need your father,
1,000% you do.
you know, and there's a lot of challenges that you're going to be going through in life where for all those years you could have been taught something from him, right?
Yes.
And kudos to you, to you, seriously, Mom. Like, I know it hasn't been easy. I know it's been hard on you, and I know that you know, these tears aren't just tears because you want to just, you know, they're tears of like everything you talked about: remorse, guilt, like shame, like, you know. But you did an amazing job. Like, you did an amazing job. Look at her. Just look at her.
I know. I remember one time we were fighting and she's like, "You raised me, Miranda. This is all you."
So to switch gears a little bit, like, I mean, do you have friends still here? Like,
Yeah, I have a few. I would call them acquaintances.
yeah.
Yes. Because you know how when you move out of your hometown, that's how you find out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
Who calls you and stuff.
Yeah. Nobody calling you?
A few. The real ones.
Yeah.
But those are the only ones that matter.
You know, I didn't mean to make y'all cry, right?
It's
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Thank you, though. Thank you for
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
no, it's good. It's good.
You never know what you're going to get on this show.
Right.
You never know if you're going to get a hyped up show, because we've been really like going at it with like laughter a lot here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that now there's been like a shift here and there where when we get someone like this on the show, like you on the show, and you know, it's not all about that glamour. It's about, she got something to say.
It's about being real too.
Yeah. And you got a voice.
Thank you.
And I think
I
the
agree.
world isn't ready for you yet. And
I
when they
hope
are
so.
ready for you,
Yeah.
you know, you're going to take it by storm.
Right.
And that's what I told my son. Like, we're going to take the world by storm, piece by piece, but we're going to be humble with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Humble. That's the word.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I see great things on the horizon for you. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I really, there's a lot of times where I parented you, Alea, out of like, oh, let me make up for the fact that her dad's not here, or she doesn't have this, or I put her through that. And then there was times where I felt like, damn, that backfired on me, you know, like giving you too much freedom because I didn't want you to feel like you weren't enjoying your life because you didn't have certain things. But I realize now that God always had a plan for you, just like for everybody. And all the experiences that you've had in life have brought you right here where you are today. And I think that you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're so smart and beautiful and capable. And that's the one thing, like, God forbid something happened to me tomorrow. You know what I mean? I am not worried about you. I know that you're going to make it in this world, and you can take care of yourself, and you're smart, and you're loving, and you're compassionate. You care about other people. You're going to be successful. You're going to take care of the people that you love that are around you. Like, I have no worry about who you're going to be, whether I'm here or not. And as a mom, that's all I could ever ask for. That's success to me. You know, if any other time I've ever doubted myself when it comes to being your mom, like sitting right here with you right now, listening to what you just said, tells me everything that I need to know. I don't have to doubt the mother that I've been to you. You know, I know that I haven't been perfect, and I've messed up many times. I have done so many things wrong. But you're just so amazing that I can't even think like that anymore.
Thank you, Mom.
I love
Means
you.
a lot. I love you too. Ooh.
Right?
That smile.
Thank you.
Does she look like me?
Oh my God, you guys are like twins.
We were talking about all the like sports and stuff that you played during our little break that we had. When you were young, from like the minute you could walk. Oh, are we taking a water break?
Water break.
Water break.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Where you at? Oh my goodness.
Whoa, how'd you do
What did I
that?
press? What did I
That
press?
was cool. A little split screen.
That was cool.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either.
Huh.
I put you on every screen.
Okay. When you were younger, it didn't matter where we were. If there was music on, you were dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about getting into dancing?
I do. Because like I was saying before, health and fitness is really a big part of my peace and my happiness. When I get outside and I run, because I did track, I love it. It makes me so happy, like inside. And so I can just look back at the times that I was younger and in the house, and I would be on my iPod till like 3 a.m. in the kitchen while everybody is sleeping and dancing to the songs in my playlist. And it was never choreographed. It was just what I was feeling in my body. So I knew that I was meant to do something that was involved physically. I didn't know exactly what. I can see myself being like a background dancer or something like that. Yeah.
She made up her own dance for the talent show in like what, 2nd grade? Yeah. To Mariah Carey. What song was it?
I actually tell that story all the time.
Oh, do you?
Because it is a great representation of who I am. And so it's basically like me and like 3 other girls. I was in 2nd grade. I wanted to do a choreographed dance for the talent show. And so we practiced all week long. I made sure they knew it. And I was always the leader in every group. I was always like, let's go do this. Let's go do that. No, you can't kick with this. Like, you know what I mean? So I choreographed the whole thing. And then so the day of the show comes around and all of them are like, no, I'm scared. Shaking in their boots. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
So I got up on that stage in front of, I don't know, like 300 people and danced to Fantasy by Mariah Carey.
And all the teachers, all the staff were like, and it was great.
Yeah. And it brought joy to my heart.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have it on video somewhere. I got to find
do?
it. Yeah.
Mm.
I'll see if I can find
Yeah.
it before you edit this.
Okay.
That would be
Okay.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, when Alea was younger, she told me that she thought I was famous because, go ahead, you tell.
So You know how when you're a child and you come into consciousness for the first time?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that exact moment when you came into consciousness in this world? Like your first memory?
I don't remember mine.
So mine, we were living in this apartment in Roner Park. I had my own room for the first time, and I was just like, that was my playground. And my mom was she's always been kind of a social light party girl, and she used to go out and she does the whole shebang, the heels, the makeup, the hair, everything, the
Don't
dress,
forget the accessories.
okay. And I always saw her like, all right, love you, bye, and her heels like all dolled up, and I'm like, she's got to be somebody, like, seriously. So I grew up thinking like my mom's a celebrity until like obviously I hit that certain age. But I did. I thought she was famous. I'm like, so where are you going today?
And look, now we have a show.
Yeah, we both do.
I know, that's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you ever see yourself doing this?
Oh, always.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. When you talk about like your first memory of consciousness, when I was young, I mean, I was probably 5-6 years old, and I thought I was famous. No one could tell me anything different. I was a singer, and I was famous, and I was royalty, and that's who I was.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me about your relationship with your higher power.
That's a good question. My relationship with my higher power is like, I want to say a bigger sister. That's what I feel that she is. Because I catch myself all the time talking to myself. And I don't think I'm actually talking to myself. I think that's her. I think that sometimes I'll like, you know how when you're just doing something or you say something that you're like, I'm working on that. And you say it out loud like, chill. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're doing too much. You're like, I feel like that's my higher power. And it feels like a older sibling.
Yeah.
Because I am the oldest I have 2 little brothers. And so I am that bigger sister. And I've never really experienced having an older sibling. And I think I've always wanted one. And so now my higher power is definitely like, okay, I'm going to put you in check when you don't want to be in check. When you know you can, when you know better, I'm going to remind you that you know better. I believe in God, but I don't go to church that much. I think that I feel like I can find the message of God through myself every day.
Amen.
And through the earth.
Amen.
Yeah.
I love that.
We got God in us for real.
Amen. Sure do.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked you that question because I did not think that's what you would say.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for being so open and so honest and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for asking the hard questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah. It's important that people hear, because I think, like, especially with social media, everyone thinks that everything has to be perfect, like the highlight reel, right? People only show the good moments in their life, and it's like everybody's experiencing hard times in some form or another, you know, and always trying to be authentic and genuine is not the easiest thing to do, you know, because people judge you, or, you know, and mostly the people that judge you are the people that have the most BS going on and not talking about it to anybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, those are the people that I still to this day have no problem sharing my true authentic self with, because I know one day it's going to touch them in a place where they're going to get so tired of their own crap. They're going to be like, that girl was always honest. That girl always showed the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, the ridiculous, the goofy, the silly, the embarrassing. Like, that's why I don't care. I'll go on my Instagram looking a mess, and I'll go on my Instagram looking like this, you know, because that's all me, every part of it.
I think it's a very attractive trait to be unapologetically yourself. Like,
I agree.
Seriously. Like,
Yeah.
who wouldn't want to be friends with somebody like that?
Yeah. Because you have nothing to hide,
You
you know, and then you're just, here I am. So what? You know, yep, I did that. I said that. Yep. So what?
Yeah.
You know, and then if it's something that you need to apologize for, hey, I have no problem saying I'm sorry. I have no problem saying I screwed up. I have no problem doing that. Because I want you to know it's okay that you screw up. You're human. I want you to know that I'm never going to judge you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
I want you to know that I love you unconditionally, no matter what.
Amen.
You might have stole my car and crashed it, but I still love you.
Is that what you did?
I did a lot of things that year.
So,
But you know what? That made us closer.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the like start of our relationship becoming closer.
Yeah.
I knew this was going to be a really good show. From the second I parked my car and was walking up towards the studio tonight, and I saw you both sitting in the car, and I was just like, okay, they're having a moment. They're having a moment. So
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a really good show. And the reason why I started asking the questions that I've been asking tonight is because there's a lot of men who would love to be in their child's life, who can't see the light yet, who don't know how to be a father yet, right? And God blessed me with the opportunity to turn my life around, to be that man, to be that father. And for what you did for your dad tonight was inspiring. It was touching. It was brave. And for you men out there looking in at this episode tonight that have messed up opportunities where you wish that you can get back with your kids, it's not too late. It's never too late.
No.
And yeah.
And thank you for being that example of a father who is admitting that they've made those mistakes and that they were wrong at one point, and it's not too late to fix it and still be a good father.
Yep.
I applaud you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be back, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
It'd be a joy to have you back on here.
Yes.
You know.
Tell our viewers your Instagram handle so they can follow you.
You don't see that? LayaNichol on IG.
Did you plan that?
No.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah, follow me. Follow me, hoes.
Oh, man.
All right.
Thank you, Freedom.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you for
was
being
fun.
here.
Yeah.
This was wonderful.
This was awesome.
I agree.
So you can catch us on YouTube at MAYBEE and Freedom, Get With the Program podcast. You can also catch us on MARIN TV, CMC, Channel 26 on Comcast Xfinity, or Channel 99, AT&T, every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and every Friday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And thank you to all of our supporters and all of our youth that come here and they're so brave and have these conversations with us and put themselves out there. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for everyone who is helping us get events together and just being there and supporting the cause. We love everybody. We love you all here at CMCM. We could not be doing this without you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And our sponsors that are coming up, and the conversations we're having in the community right now with you guys. I want to thank you guys for your love and support and everything that you are doing right now, even the conversations, even just listening to me about ideas right now, about where we want to go and where I see this thing going for these kids and for my co-host and I, maybe, I think we're onto a great opportunity for this community. And let's not lose sight of why we do the things we do to stay connected to these youth and the ones that we want to give back to. So if you're out there and you want to give back and you're asking yourself, how do I give back? It's just pick up the phone and make
Or your phone or the computer.
Yeah.
Get online.
Pick up the phone. I'm here. We are here.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at MAYBEE and Freedom. And you can find us on... We don't have a phone number. We need to work on that. I just thought about that.
Let's do this website. Let's get it
Yeah.
knocked out this week.
Yeah, we need to get that done.
By this week coming up.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's do that.
Okay. And
Again,
Leia, thank you for making me a
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
My favorite job I've ever had.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm super excited for your future. I'm super excited for that.
Thank
Same.
you.
Stay up to par on things that are going on in your life and how we can best support you still. And to your dad, If you're watching the show when it comes here, you are loved. Like, you are loved. No joke.
Yes, you are, and we miss you.
Mm-hmm.